Resident of Morrison, Colorado. My name is Mark Singh and I'm running for sheriff now. I'm here to represent the underprivileged, like the feller who has a size 11 foot but can only afford a size 8 boot. I'm representing the kind of feller whose nose whistles when he breathes and he can't do nothing about it. I'm representing the man who's got such a curve in his boner, every time he gets an erection it turns around and touches his own leg. And I'm representing the kind of feller who's so horny, he'd drill a hole in a cantaloupe if only he had enough money to buy the drill to do it. Residents of Morrison, Colorado, vote for Mark Singh for sheriff now. Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast. The only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it. What is up, you champions? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the UMP. I really do appreciate you joining me. And today, guys, we are going to talk about lightening the fuck up, why you need to be more playful, why you need to do something every single day that makes you laugh and that brings you back to childhood, because some of you guys are just way too serious now. And me, Mark Singh, as Morrison, Colorado's sheriff, is going to whip that seriousness out of you guys, because time after time after time, I get guys who come into my coaching program who are just so damn analytical. I attract a lot of STEM guys, which is science, technology, engineering, math, as well as dentists, doctors, and every single trade under the sun. And many times the reason guys struggle with women is, again, because they are too damn analytical, they are too damn serious, they're taking this shit way too seriously. Not only with attracting women, but life in general. So I'm going to tell you guys about some philosophies that I have about how you need to lighten the fuck up. Because honestly, boys, you could be hit by a goddamn bus tomorrow and everything could end just that quickly. How much are you enjoying your life? When's the last time you were just like a kid again and you did something that was fun, that gave you dopamine, that you truly enjoyed? Being silly, being humorous, having fun, and just fucking around is not only so important for enjoying life, but it's also what women are looking for. Do not forget, the biggest thing that women want is they want to have fun. It goes back to that absolutely cringe-worthy song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun, by Cyndi Lauper, I think it was. I don't know who the hell sings it, but every time, bro, that song comes on, I'm just like, oh my hell, kill me now. But it's a really good point. Girls just want to have fun. And if you're out with a girl and you're too serious, you're listing off your resume of why you would be a great match for her, she's not going to get attracted to you. Instead, you need to take her on an experience. You need to show her a good time. You need to have her get into emotions that are very similar to kids playing on the schoolyard. And this is a concept I teach in my coaching. You got to get back to that playful, flirty, fun, humorous, don't care what happens kind of vibe with girls. Yes, boys, even if you meet them in a quote unquote serious context, or you have a lot of money and you're trying to attract a damsel who will join you in your journey to make more money, it doesn't matter, dude. They want to have fun. They want to laugh. They want to feel good. What is dopamine? It's laughing. It's humor. It's just being playful. So we're going to talk about that today. Now, in order to motivate some of you guys to go over to YouTube and hopefully help me by subscribing, because as I've said many times, the growth of my YouTube channel is moving slower than pond water. To get you guys over there, I'm going to put up a few videos of me being silly, such as my Halloween costume, where I literally dressed up as Jesus and I turned my one wheel, which is basically an electric skateboard, into a cloud. And me, dressed as Jesus, was riding that cloud. And oh my hell, that costume won best costume of the frickin' century. People were losing their goddamn minds. This is in the spirit of being playful, of not giving a shit. So I'm going to have Liam, my podcast editor, throw up a couple videos of that. I also have a video of me doing a wheelie on my bike in my Jesus costume, which also got a really good reaction. But before I throw those up, want to lay down a couple concepts for you. So first of all, that intro was completely fucking random. Don't even know where I thought of that shit. But when you take life less seriously and you're joyful and you're playful, which is going to go into one of my rules for life, so stay tuned for that. random things come to you and you can think off the cuff. I was literally about to sit down to film this thing and I was like, man, I should probably just be random and say some funny shit. Well, lately, I've been joking with Marissa about how I want to run for sheriff of Morrison, Colorado. I live in Morrison, Colorado. It is, in my opinion, the most beautiful place to live in the world. And I was like, dude, how funny would it be if I was the sheriff of this place? And I was making jokes about it and I was joking with Marissa. I want to be the kind of sheriff who represents the man who has a size 8 foot, but only a size 6 shoe. And we were laughing about it. And I was like, yo, I'm just going to throw that in because you need to be random. You need to be playful. You need to not give a fuck. And if you guys listen to that intro and you got all butthurt about it because you're like, how is this even funny? I don't even understand how it's funny. Dude, okay, fine. You don't understand my humor. You don't think it's funny. But if you got like butthurt about it and you reacted negatively to it and you're like, I just wish he would get to the information. How do I go from A to B to C, inevitably to get her into my bed and seduce her? The way you seduce her, bro, is to lighten the fuck up and to laugh and see the humor in both some of the things that other people say as well as what you say. Again, you may not have resonated with the humor. I'd actually think you're a fucking champion if you did, and you and I need to hang out because you and I have very similar personalities. But if you like got angry about it and you're like, why is he doing this? This guy is weird. I want to ask you to kind of question how seriously you're taking life, bro, because so many people take life so seriously. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and the other day, her and her friends were imitating grown-ups working. One kid was a lawyer, one kid was a doctor, the other kid was a dentist. And what did they immediately do? They got rid of the smiles off their faces and they got real serious and they got real concerned and they wrinkled their eyebrows and they started pretending they were stressed out. This is the way they look at us. When I look at them, I'm jealous. I'm like, look how much joy they have. Look how easily they laugh. Look how much they want to feel good. My daughter, that's all she wants, is to just feel good. She just wants to be in a good state. And I'll tell you, that's what women want too. Even if, yes, they may seem they too are serious. They may seem they haven't laughed in 5 years. They may seem like if you stick a lump of coal up their ass, they're so tight, you'll have a diamond in 2 weeks. Stole that one from Ferris Bueller's Day Off, a great movie from the 80s. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But guys, people are too damn serious in today's age. And one of the biggest reasons guys don't attract girls is because they don't know how to laugh. So here's one of my rules for life. And I literally have 10 rules for life. Perhaps I'll do a podcast on it sometime, but here's a major one. Every day, brother, you have to do something childish, something that makes you laugh, something that brings you back to that fantastic abandon that we all had, that innocence when we were children, and our eagerness to laugh, our eagerness to smile. Because when you do that, you are going to get that all-important vibe that I keep talking about. The vibe that women are attracted to, that I'm feeling good, I'm in this childlike, ecstatic kind of state where I'm gonna have fun. And if you wanna join me, you're gonna have fun too. But if you can't get down with it, such as those of you who got butthurt and offended by my intro, I don't care. Because I'm gonna go have fun with other guys, such as those guys who did resonate with it and kind of chuckled a little bit and got that very serious look off their face and turned it into a grin, which was my only point. I just wanna make you guys feel good. I just wanna get you back to joy again. Because again, brothers, if you get hit by a bus tomorrow and you're floating over your body and you're like, damn, dude, I took that shit way too seriously. I was way too uptight, way too stressed out, way too concerned about the future. Let me give you a big secret. The best way to write a future that is a future that you want to live, the future that you desire, is to get joy into the present moment. Because as I always talk about, the universe is what? It's a mirror. What you put out to it is what's going to manifest in your future. So if you're uptight, worrying, stressed about your future, you're going to have a stressful, uptight, and miserable future because that's what's manifesting. So again, when guys ask me, how do I get girls? I teach them all the stuff like frame control. I teach them all the stuff like the techniques, the tactics, the gambits, the storytelling, the cold reading, the push-pull, the reverse qualification, the false disqualifiers. All that stuff is great. But most importantly, you got to have fun. You got to go out there with joy in your heart because girls are going to be attracted to that. And this is why Every day you should do something that's playful. Be a child again, brother. And yes, you. When's the last time you listening have done something playful where, let's say you're a trucker driving a truck. I have a lot of guys who listen to me who are on the road, and you stop at the gas station, and instead of just walking into the gas station with a frown on your face, all serious, go and buy your Subway sandwich, take a shit and perhaps a shower, and then get back on the road again, you just happen to see a bench that's between your truck and the gas station, and you run and you jump over that bench. Now you may think, oh, dude, people are gonna look at me. They're gonna judge me. Who cares? Have fun, get that spirit back, get that adrenaline back, get that dopamine back. And for those of you who have given up hobbies because of your career, you've given up sports because of your career, you've given up whatever it is, even for a woman who perhaps you were married to and she made you stop doing that thing, get back into that thing. I have a good friend who's a dentist and he loves riding dirt motorcycles. It was his whole passion growing up, but he stopped doing it because he didn't want to hurt his hands, because hands are necessary to do the drilling and the cavities and all that crap. But eventually he's like, you know what? Dirt biking, getting out in the forest and riding my KTM 450 makes me happy. So I'm gonna do it, be damned the circumstances. And guess what, boys? Because he's in a state of joy, riding in the wilderness of Flagstaff, Arizona almost every weekend, he hasn't crashed once. He hasn't been injured once. He's gotten a few bruises. He messed up his foot once, but his hands are totally fine because he's refusing to settle for mediocrity. He's moving into his joy and he's attracting to himself more abundance. Now let's talk about frame control. I tell you guys all the time that the secret to having a strong frame is to be imperturbable and in a state of peace where you're on your inner balance point. Think about how a guy who's on his inner balance point naturally is. He's naturally easy to smile. He's naturally easy to laugh. He's naturally looking and eager to get that next joyous moment because he's happy with his life. He feels congruent with who he is and he's ensconced in his own reality. So when somebody insults him, he laughs it off. When a girl says to him like, not interested, and she's bitchy to him, he literally thinks she's an idiot. He smiles, laughs, and walks off. And I'll tell you, when you have a reaction like that, when a girl rejects you, she actually might become more attracted to you and then start eyeing you from across the bar. Happens to me all the time. I walk up, I say a few things. She's like, not interested. And I'm like, all good, have a good night. And I'm unaffected and I'm laughing and I go over and I talk to some other girl. Suddenly the girl who just rejected me is eyeballing me. Why? Because I've shown her I'm unaffected by her negativity. All I want to do is laugh and be joyous. And I'm so ensconced in who I am, I don't care about what she thinks. And that's why every day you have to do something that gets you in that playful, childlike, joyous energy, because not only is it going to attract to yourself more positive things, make you feel good in the present moment, it's also going to show girls that you don't give a shit about what they think and you're internally validated, internally stimulated, where your stimulation, your feeling good comes from here. Just like my cowboy thing. I probably would have done that in the mirror if I didn't do it to you guys, and I would have cracked up. I would have had a bunch of different variations. And who gives a shit if you think it's stupid? I don't care, bro, because I think it's funny. And the ironic thing is this: when you're so ensconced in your frame like I am, believing that that sheriff intro was fucking funny as hell, other people are gonna think it's funny too. But I don't need them to. I don't care if they do, because I'm internally stimulated. Every day I do something childish, and that was my childish thing for the day. So as I said on Halloween, and Liam, please roll the footage, I was Jesus riding a one wheel, which is like an electric skateboard, it's just got one wheel, and I made a cloud out of it. I got all this cotton, right? I had a Bluetooth speaker in my pocket underneath my shawl or whatever it's called that was playing like Gregorian chants. It was like, oh, right? And I'm riding through the neighborhoods, dude, just like with my arms spread, giving love. People lost their minds, dude. It was by far the best Halloween costume I ever did. Then I got my bike and I started riding wheelies all over the neighborhood as Jesus. It was funny as hell. And it's that kind of playful energy that people were drawn to. And people would make comments like, Jesus, save me, and stuff like that. And I'd be like, Michael, like my neighbors, I'd be like, Michael, I have been watching you since you were a young man, and I am very, very proud of you. Keep going, Michael. And they would laugh and they would feel good. I want you guys to do stuff like this, where when you go to the nightclub, for example, you're just telling jokes, you're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. Some of the best lines I ever made came out of just messing with girls in the nightclubs. Like my line, hey, what kind of car do you have? And she's like, a Hyundai XL. And I'm like, you got 30-inch rims on that bad Jackson or what? And she's like, no, I just have the standard rims. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't talk to you. You need 30-inch rims, and better yet, they should be spinners. That's the only way we're talking to each other. Just playfulness. Like the thing I always do where I ask a girl, do you like to travel? And she's like, yes. And then I push her gently and I say, travel over there. That gets about an 80% success rate because I just created it when I didn't care. And I don't care because I have abundance. So when you tease them like that and always with a smile, always playful, you're not serious. You're like, hey, do you like to travel? She's like, yes. You're like, travel over there. Oh my God, boys, they explode with attraction. Why? I'm being playful. Don't care what happens. I'm just messing around. Again, girls just want to have fun. Oftentimes they'll smack my arm and be like, oh my God, you're such an asshole. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. King of the assholes, young lady. King of the assholes. I am the anus king standing in front of you. And if you deliver this right, always making sure you don't give a shit, you're playful, you have a smile on your face, no negativity behind it, it will spike attraction in them. Because again, a guy who's high value is a guy who's won in life. And what does a guy do who has won in life? He smiles, he jokes, he's done. He's on easy street. He's in the fabled catbird seat, as they often say, where he's won the game. He is a champion. He's the big winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. And that's a dude who has a smile on his face, a dude who messes around. He doesn't give a shit. It's the dude who goes on his podcast knowing that hundreds of thousands of dudes are going to listen to it in a freaking cowboy hat, talking about how a dude's going to drill a hole in a cantaloupe just so he can fuck it. This is the kind of randomness that people resonate with. Because even you, man, and yes, I'm talking to the dude who perhaps got butthurt with my intro, you want to laugh. You want to feel good. You want to lighten up. And that's a big rule to success in life. Lighten up, bro. It's not that serious. There's so much to laugh about. There's so much to be appreciative for. There's so much abundance out there. And we are way too serious in this life. The best thing you can do to manifest the future that you want is to laugh about the present that you currently have. Huge secret. And on top of that, the best way to attract a woman is to be playful, lighthearted. Take her on an experience like you are two kids on the schoolyard. That is what gets attraction from women. Gentlemen, I want to remind you that I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays. And listen, if you got any value out of this and you want to see my Jesus outfit riding the skateboard as well as doing wheelies, pop on over to YouTube, do me a huge solid, like the video, subscribe to it. Then you can email me at coachmarksing@gmail.com and I will send you a bunch of cool shit. The Conversation Sniper, 150 deadly one-liners for building attraction, guide to the female orgasm, make her look like a screaming demon that just got hit with the tornado, and 3 texts to build massive attraction in women. Impress your friends, baffle your enemies. Email me again at coachmarksing@gmail.com. After you subscribed, you perhaps left a review, you clack that thumbs up button, and I will send you those cool programs. Lighten up, boys. This shit is hard enough already without your thoughts and your seriousness and your stress making it even harder. It's unnecessary. Every day, do something playful, do something childlike, and watch your life change. I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays, gentlemen, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you, that's right, boys, in the next episode.